From a very snowy Ann Arbor, Michigan, good evening and welcome into WCBN coverage of Michigan hockey. It's the Wolverines versus the Skyhawks of Stonehill, a program that just moved up to D1 this year. Good evening, everyone. I'm Owen Crain alongside Kelin, Flynn. Kelin, last time either of us broadcasted Michigan hockey, the Wolverine football season was only about halfway underway. Since then, a Rose Bowl that we both got to witness, a national championship that you called, and now we return to the normal grind of the hockey season. The Wolverines taking on an underpowered 0-20 Skyhawks hockey program. Not expecting too much from Stonehill tonight, their first year in D1, as I mentioned. And the Wolverines shaping up for 4 games against Michigan State in the coming weeks, 2 against Ohio State, and a little route with Minnesota. So the Wolverines prepping for the second half of their season. Kelin, what are you looking for from them tonight?
Yeah, obviously this serves as a tune-up weekend, so to speak. I don't know that there's really any secret about this. You've got a huge matchup coming up next weekend against Michigan State in East Lansing on Friday, then here in Ann Arbor on Saturday. Obviously a huge matchup and an opportunity for the Wolverines that have had some struggles at time this season to pick up a marquee win.
We'll see if they can, like you said. Tonight, the training ground. The Wolverines almost viewing this game as an exhibition or preseason match. An opportunity to get their legs back under them. Of course, a few players were at the World Juniors over the break. And Michigan starts early. It's Gavin Brindley, cuts into the net, uses the backhand and lifts it right over the Stonehill goalie. 1-0.
That was awfully quick from the Wolverines. I mean, excellent movement of the puck, and Brindley just had a one-on-one with the Tendy right in front of the net, and that's a matchup that Michigan likes, and that Brindley's going to win most of the time.
17 seconds into the game. Michigan strikes first, puts one on the board. We'll get back into play D-to-D in Michigan's own zone. It was Seamus Casey. Now back to him at the blue line. He'll look to dump it in. Cycles it around Stonehill with its first offensive opportunity. They'll take the puck down into Michigan's zone. Here's a 3-on-1, an opportunity in front. And the pass goes nowhere. Into the corner, picked up by a Stonehill offenseman. Dylan Duke grabs it at the blue line, shuffles it over to Hughes, near side, and it's poked away. Stonehill through the neutral zone, under pressure from Holtz, and he'll recover the puck. Hands it off D-to-D and up ice to Hughes. Hughes, far side, and now a shot right off the stick of Marshall Warren. He'll get plenty of ice time tonight, an opportunity for him to step up. Delayed offsides for Stonehill. The Wolverines regroup in their own zone. A pass up ice to Shifsky, deflected into the netting. And our second stoppage in play. Michigan up 1-0, 18:45 into this game.
Yeah, and you talked about Marshall Warren getting an opportunity for some increased ice time tonight. No Halem, no LaPointe dressing for Michigan tonight.
Some of the regulars not in the lineup, but some time to rest for those on Michigan that weren't quite at full strength. A few boos from the crowd after the faceoff is waved off. Second time it's a go, and Stonehill wins it. D-to-D, Ireland tips it into the Michigan zone, and Truscott immediately applying pressure. Trickles back out to Ireland. Henry Schreifels adding pressure as well. The Wolverines will wrap it around the boards, far side, and cross-ice pass to Truscott. Ernessy at the red line dumps it in, and the Wolverines add some pressure. It's stopped behind the Stonehill net and cycled back to the near side corner. Still pressure, no one able to get a stick on the puck. Finally, it trickles out to the neutral zone. Stopped by the Wolverines once more. This time it's Tanner Rowe adding pressure and dumped into the near side corner. Draper with an opportunity in front at the point. Nothing comes of it. Wrapped around the boards back to Seamus Casey, and we'll have a stoppage in play. It'll be a penalty on Michigan. Looks to be Michigan number 20, Tanner Rowe, cross-checking. And so Kelin, Michigan strikes early, but a little bit of sloppy play. Untimely incident, and the Wolverines down a man for the next 2 minutes.
Well, and again, we've talked about this as kind of a tune-up game opportunity for Michigan. You're getting your penalty kill unit a chance to go out and execute and perform. Make the mistake with the penalty. Now you just don't want to compound that. You want to see good stuff out of your kill unit.
Gavin Burnley to take the face-off for the Wolverines. Dean Schwingeninger for Stonehill. Skyhawks win it back to the near side point. It's Tripp. Handoff to Schwingeninger, and he'll rip one in the net. One-timer goal.
And just as I said, the Michigan penalty kill unit needs to come out and execute. That's a real quick goal from the Skyhawks. Just able to rotate it around, and it's a good shot. Barczewski couldn't get one of the blockers up on it.
Dean Schwingeninger. Correction on his name, with a one-timer from the far side. And a slow start for Michigan after a quick goal. Back to play, face-off at center ice. That'll clear the penalty for the Wolverines, so 5-on-5. Holtz, near side, D to D, and back to him. Can't quite get to the puck, but Brinley picks it up at the red line. Dumps it in. Frank Nazar behind the Stonehill net to grab it, sends it to the point, and it's cycled back around. Near side corner now, Nazar there again. He has Holtz at the point if he needs him. Instead, it's poked away. Here comes Stonehill through the neutral zone, and our goal scorer dumps it down. Holtz picks it up behind the net, handoff to Warren. He's hit quickly, but manages to get it off. Collins for Stonehill picks it up on the near side and passes it off to the point. Quick dump down low under pressure by Brindley. Warren and Nazar get into the corner to pick the puck up, move it to the far side and out. McGroarty shoots one all the way from the Michigan blue line on net to prevent the icing, and Stonehill's there in time to start the breakout. Plenty of pressure and a little shaky. TJ Hughes pokes, Luke Hughes, correction, pokes it away at the right time. Dylan Duke, near side. Duke around the net. D to D, Casey now. Has the other Duke, and there's a shot and rebound. And Stonehill manages to get a stick on it and clear it into the neutral zone. Here's Barker under pressure from the other Duke brother. That pressure works. Duke steals the puck away and moves it over to Hughes. Hughes up ice, cuts the corner, tries the backhand, and again, nothing comes of it. To the point, Ethan Edwards now. He'll skate in and rip one. This one just off the back boards, missed the net by about 2 inches. Edwards recovers his own puck after it was picked up by Galante. And in the Michigan zone begins the breakout here. Shifsky gets through 1 and 2 defenders, but tripped up on the third. The puck now in the near side corner of the Stonehill zone. It's sent down ice into the neutral zone. Mark Estapa chasing. Arnessy off to Shifsky, who tries for a shot. Now Holtz will try one. This one off the high blocker of Dylan Gaemi in net. Excuse me, Gavin Fitzpatrick in net.
And Holtz had a clean look at that. Was set up real nicely and just missed it a little bit too tall on the shot, but Michigan's done a great job possessing the puck. Just Stonehill and the one opportunity they got on the power play really took advantage.
Stonehill has done a good job staying in this game. Like you said, Michigan's doing a good job moving the puck, but for a program like Stonehill, 0-20, you have to strike when you can, and to take advantage of a power play, that's how they stay in this game tonight. 15-16 remaining in the first period, a stoppage. Puck drop on the near side of the Skyhawk zone. Draper wins the draw, handoff to Rowe, he shoots, he scores!
Well, Owen, how about that?
Tanner Rowe finds the far side of the goal, just above the blocker of Gavin Fitzpatrick. And we were just discussing how well Michigan has moved the puck. That was an excellent play formation.
Draper won the faceoff and just dumped it right off to Rowe, and Rowe, one-timer, rips it into that bottom left corner.
Excellent shot. doubles Michigan's score, 2-1 now. The Wolverines win the draw and start off fast again. Breaking into the zone, Rowe still on the ice far side under plenty of pressure, and it's poked away. Stonehill, it's 1-on-4. Comes in hot, and Tanner Rowe steals it back. Pletzky now behind the net. Not too much pressure, he'll have some time. Has Tyler Duke if needed, and opts to use him on the near side. Over the blue line and into the neutral zone he goes, past the logo, and Duke opts for the dump in. Frank Nazar's there for the puck, under pressure, and it's poked away by Stonehill through the neutral zone and all the way down to Michigan territory. Ethan Edwards picks it up for the Wolverines. Falls a bit in the corner after he's knocked. And Seamus Casey will carry it over the logo. Brindley, near side, toe drag, and sends one into the far side corner. Ricochets out to the point. Ethan Edwards dumps it back in. The Stonehill defenders go D-to-D back behind the net. Can't quite get past Brindley. Out to Casey at the point. He passes it. McGroarty over to Nazar, one-timer. That's another Michigan goal. A cross-ice pass between the two sets Frank Nazar up perfectly. And a one-timer finds the upper corner of the net. 3-1, Michigan leads.
And Owen, Michigan seems to be finding their groove a little bit now. Started off obviously with a real quick goal and then a little bit of a lull, but the Wolverines doing an excellent job maintaining possession of the puck and then getting to their spots and creating good looks, good opportunities around the net.
Like you said, excellent puck movement. The Wolverines executed that perfectly. What a fantastic shot that was as well. Moldenhauer now controlling for Michigan. They win the draw. 13:50 on the clock. Stonehill pokes it away in the far side corner in their zone. They'll come back down ice far side and tripped up by Truscott. That's going to be a delayed penalty on the way. Jacob Truscott attempting to lay the body, throws his stick in there, trips up the Stonehill skater. And it'll be another 2 minutes for Stonehill.
No doubt about that one. I mean, both officials right there signaled the penalty immediately. Well, we just said last time Michigan's penalty kill needs to come out here and execute, and it was a real quick goal for the Skyhawks.
They executed well last time. We'll see if they can do it twice. This is a team that hasn't yet won a game, but if they can stay in it with Michigan, this is the time to do so. Tripp controlling, D-to-D at the point. So Stonehill wins the draw and in possession. They'll move it down low, right in front of the net, an opportunity. And an errant pass sends the puck into the neutral zone. Ernest and Shifsky adding pressure. And under a lot of pressure, the Skyhawks opt to dump it in. The Wolverines can get a full clear and 4 fresh legs. 8 fresh legs, rather. Stonehill comes back down into Michigan's zone. Tyler Duke managed to get a stick on it, rips it around the boards. Stopped at the point and cycled back behind the net by the Skyhawks. Another tussle now on the near side. And the puck's poked right out to Estapa, who sends it down right on net. Gavin Fitzpatrick gets a stick on it for the Skyhawks. Sends it near side.
And Owen halfway through. This is exactly what we're looking for from the Michigan penalty kill.
A much stronger penalty kill than last time, and one thing they're doing really well is pushing Stonehill out to the edges. They're not letting those shots get in close. Skyhawks controlling at the near side point. Here's a one-timer. LaRusso rips it. Doesn't quite hit the net after it's deflected off a Michigan defender. And under pressure, Stonehill must cycle it all the way back into their zone. 30 seconds remain on the kill for Michigan. Here come the Skyhawks, another attempt. Greg Japchin skating in near side. Ernest adding pressure. The Wolverines manage to grab the puck and clear it once more. 15 seconds remain in the kill. Puck finally picked up back behind the Stonehill net. And the final offensive push begins for the Skyhawks. 2-on-2 opportunity, and it's poked away by Michigan once more. A very effective kill, Kelin.
That was Rowe that got the stick in there late, able to poke the puck free.
Stonehill in possession of the puck in their own zone until Frank Nazar just poked it away. Dumped out to Tyler Duke, and he'll go D to D. Seamus Casey now near side in the Michigan zone under a lot of pressure. Nice escape move at the near side corner. Gavin Brindley takes it into Stonehill territory, drops it to McGroarty, who tries for the cross-ice pass. No one's home. Seamus Casey picks it up in the neutral zone. Another little move from him at the Big Ten logo in the Michigan zone, and he'll take it all the way into the Stonehill zone. Dumps it off for Nazar, who wasn't ready for it. And the Skyhawks now with another 2-on-2 opportunity. A quick move, little bit of defense, and a shot almost ricochets off a skate into the net. Closest opportunity Stonehill's had since that penalty. Michigan finally able to clear the puck, and the Stonehill defense recovers in the neutral zone. It's Tripp now on the near side. Looks cross ice. And once more, the Wolverines manage to poke it out. Barczewski behind the net, stopping a dump in. Moves it near side, now back behind the net. And up ice. Hughes at the logo to Moldenhauer near side in the neutral zone, and now Stonehill zone. He can't quite make a move in front of the net. Puck's poked away, but the Wolverines recover. Hughes finds it at the blue line. He opts for a shot. Was that off the skate of Dylan Duke? I'm not sure, but it's a Michigan goal. 4-1 our score.
And a little bit longer of a wait from the last two goals, but Michigan able to get through the penalty kill, and then pretty much as soon as they were at even strength, able to make it happen.
We'll take a look at the replay. No skates involved. That was off the stick of Duke. A clean goal for Michigan. 4-1 our score with 10:03 remaining in the first period. Face off at center ice, won by the Wolverines. Luca Fantilli controlling. He looks up ice to Truscott, to Shifsky. Entering the Skyhawk zone over the Big Ten logo. Dumps it off to Ernessy, who rips it around the boards. Far side now. Little bit of pressure for Truscott. Opts for a sauce pass to the point. Cross ice to Fantilli. Under pressure, drops it off for Shifsky, who uses a sneaky pass to send it to the corner. Marcus Stoppa in a tussle for it now. Stonehill manages to get a stick on it, and like they've done for most of the game, all they can do is clear the puck down. Luca Fantilli picks it up. Shifsky near side through the neutral zone over the red line and into Skyhawk territory. He'll lose control of it, but recovers, dumps it back behind the net where it's picked up by a Skyhawk defender. Up ice comes Stonehill. Number 37 for the team drops it off to the near side, and there's a shot. Another easy save for Barczewski in net. Ernessy finds the puck in the neutral zone, skates back into Skyhawk territory, rips one, and it makes its way back to Ethan Edwards at the point. He tries to skate in and get a shot off. All he can do is drop it in front. No one's home. The Skyhawk defenders pick it up, but they can't clear it. The Wolverines are playing a very strong game right now. Tanner Rowe at the point. Dumps it back down, but it's picked up this time by Ireland. He'll skate through the neutral zone. Finally manages to dump it. That one just barely not icing. 5 fresh skaters for Stonehill. Edwards runs into trouble trying to take the puck through the neutral zone, and we almost ended up with a Stonehill breakaway. The Wolverines recover. Back and forth play in the neutral zone. Frank Nazar picks it up at the Michigan logo and dumps it in for McGroarty to chase after. Pressure from Brindley as well. Puck trickling to the far side defender. Tyler Duke hands it off back to Brindley on the far side point. He'll cut into the Big Ten logo, and they switch spots. Duke now on the far side, cutting in, moves it in front. Casey almost got a stick on that for a goal. Nothing comes of it. He'll cycle back around. Another shot opportunity. Nazar tries once more. Tyler Duke, the third rebound. And finally a stoppage in play. Michigan up 4-1 with 7:43 to go.
Ooh, loose puck in front of the net there. And luckily for the Skyhawks, no Wolverines were able to send it to its home, but the Michigan's looked a lot sharper these last couple of minutes. And again, have really dominated the puck. There hasn't been much time where Stonehill's had a chance to create something and cycle the puck around, set up their attack, but it's been all Wolverines since that early power play goal.
I agree. I'll use the metaphor similar to how I haven't called a hockey game this fast in 2 months and had to take 10 minutes to get back into it. The Wolverines look the same way. Yes, they had an exhibition game against the National Development U18 team last week, but kind of like Stonehill, that one not too challenging, a 6-1 win. That was the first time they skated since early December for most of these guys, besides those playing in the juniors tournament. So the past few minutes, we've really seen things shape up for Michigan. Solid puck movement and a good mental presence on the ice where they're picking up those rebounds, they're supporting each other. It's a very unselfish game of hockey, which you always like to see from this Michigan program.
And it's showing on the scoreboard. Obviously, an 0-20 Skyhawks program we've talked about. It's their first year moving up to the Division I level. They've struggled, but you still have to come out here and play Michigan hockey and do your thing. This is a Michigan team that hasn't quite been up to what the last couple of years have been in terms of production on the ice, but still a very talented team that can make some noise.
Back to play after the under 10 media timeout. Wolverines win the draw far side in the Stonehill zone, but Skyhawks managed to get a stick on it, move it around, but not for long. Fantilli brings it back into the zone, passes to Moldenhauer, and the Skyhawks once more get a stick on it. Here's a 2-on-2 through the neutral zone. From the far side, Holtz gets a stick on it, pokes it up to Dylan Duke. And once more, Stonehill dumps it in. Barcheski pauses the puck back behind the net. Wolverines begin the breakout. Here's Hughes over the blue line and the red line far side till he crashes into an open door and he goes down. The Stonehill offensive door on their bench was open from a quick line change. Duke crashed into that fast, and that's
just hit the corner. That is not fun.
No, that's not something that's supposed to happen in hockey. Excuse me, that was Hughes. Injury you don't often see. Negligence on the door for the Skyhawks.
Unfortunate, and obviously we hope TJ's all right, but for Michigan, this is not a game where you want to pick up an injury to one of your better players.
Yeah. Especially, too, when a team like Stonehill isn't very physical. The only type of injuries you see coming in a game like this are accidental.
Non-contact.
Yeah. That's a very tough one for the Wolverines to take.
Hopefully nothing long-term, and it's just a bit of bruising.
TJ Hughes, we can only hope he recovers quickly. Might have knocked the wind out of him even. Hopefully we can see him back on the ice some more tonight. 6:51 remaining in the first. Back to play. Truscott controlling for Michigan. Passes off to Shifsky, far side, who looks for a cross-ice pass. Intercepted by the Skyhawks, and a 2-on-1 opportunity. Almost got something going, but offsides is called. So stoppage in play, 6:41 on the clock. Little bit of a distraction for Michigan. Hughes still being attended to on the right-hand side from our vantage point of their bench. Good to see he didn't need to be carted off the ice or anything. Estapa will take the draw for Michigan on the far side at the Wolverine blue line. Stonehill comes away with the face-off, but emblematic of how the team is doing this year. They win the draw, but accidentally send it all the way back to their own zone. Breakout attempt, runs into trouble quickly. Ernessy lays the body. Shifsky gets a stick on it, and the puck is poked back into the Skyhawk corner. Finally, it trickles out to the neutral zone. Seamus Casey's there. Looks up ice to Estapa. He'll have Ernessy, tries to use him. Errant pass, bounces off the back of the board. Shifsky recovers it, manages to get a shot off, and it's a quick save from Gavin Fitzpatrick.
Lucky break for Stonehill there. Fitzpatrick had no idea where that puck was.
Skyhawks move the puck through the neutral zone and finally into Michigan territory. A dump in on the far side is picked up by Pletzky. He'll move up ice with speed over the block M at center ice and dumps it off to Ethan Edwards in the Skyhawk zone, excuse me. Edwards, with no options, cycles it around the boards, and Seamus Casey wipes out at the point, but gets back up in time to send it back on net. You don't see that too often, Kelin.
Little stumble, but able to settle the puck down. And
always fun to see these excellent players, too. You know, they're human, too. They'll fall every once in a while. Stonehill controlling, trying to create an opportunity. Nothing comes of it. Draper picks up an errant puck on the far side. Takes it through the neutral zone, rips one on Fitzpatrick at the earliest opportunity. Glove save, drop to the side, play continues. A breakout pass is stopped by the ref, but blown dead. That might have been offsides. That might have just been because the ref got in the way of the play. We'll see. 4:59 remaining in the first.
And I'd say the pace of this game, Owen, has really slowed down over the last couple minutes. We were getting up and down really quickly in the beginning, and it started to settle down a lot more these last 2 or 3 minutes.
Michigan has settled into its flow. There's definitely a few less neutral zone turnovers. Important for this program. You can't turn over the puck against Stonehill and expect to beat a team like Michigan State. Brindley with the puck on the near side, can't control it. An errant breakout pass. Missed who that came from. Frank Nazar will fight for the puck but loses his stick. This time Fantilli and Brindley are there. They'll march up ice, 4-on-2. Far pass back to Brindley in front of the net. He can't control the puck and get a shot off. Here's a 1-on-1. Tyler Duke on defense for the Wolverines. Stops it in its tracks. And McGroarty picks up the puck in the neutral zone.
Grando was stonewalled there.
Granda, another opportunity for him, hands it off to his teammate, and a cross-ice pass for Stonehill. Dumped back behind the Michigan net. Barcheski not needing too many looks. The Wolverine defense has had his back all night, and they do again. Another breakout, Brindley to McGroarty in the neutral zone, and a quick dump for a full line change for Michigan.
And TJ Hughes back on the ice for the Wolverines. That's a great sign.
Must have just gotten the wind knocked out of him. Definitely not something you want to happen, and a lot of frustration at the Stonehill bench for letting something like that happen.
Yeah, the one thing you're worried about there is a potential rib injury, but
yeah,
appears that Hughes is A-okay.
So TJ Hughes with the puck over the Big Ten logo into Stonehill territory. Looking for a goal after he gets back on the ice. That was a quick injury break for him, less than 3 minutes. Moldenhauer controlling in the neutral zone. And Michigan marches in on the far side. It was Truscott with the puck. It's poked away from him. Stonehill controlling now. Errant pass picked up by Ethan Edwards in the neutral zone. He'll cut in far side into Stonehill territory, and we'll have a delayed penalty. Little bit of a hook came off the stick of number 19, Frank Ireland, assistant captain with this team. He'll be escorted to the box, and for the first time today, Michigan will be up a man for the next 2 minutes.
Here's another just situational hockey for Michigan. You want to have all your sets dialed in ahead of the big matchup with Sparty next weekend.
Another opportunity to run through the power play. Like you said, TJ Hughes will take the draw. Casey behind him. Stonehill wins the draw, but the Wolverines poke it on net. Gavin Fitzpatrick gets a glove on it. 2 seconds into the power play. .246 remains in the first period, so after the power play, we'll see if Michigan can carry that momentum for the final 44 seconds. The Skyhawks win the draw. It's Barker. Cuts down near side and gets a shot off. Barcheski right into his chest. Makes an easy save and no whistle. Seamus Casey takes the puck back up ice for Michigan. Drops it off to Brindley. That was a little risky under pressure, but it worked out just fine. Brindley to the far side, back to Casey at the Big Ten logo. Near side McGroarty, back to Casey. He'll send it far side again and ends up with it one more time. Tries a shot, it's in the air. Duke waves his stick at it like he's going to catch it out of the air or something, but again, nothing comes of it. McGroarty. Near side now to Casey. Moves it over to the far side. Back to Seamus Casey, the point man of this team. Over to McGroarty, a one-timer. And Brindley picks it up in the far side corner. Back to Casey at the far side point. He's under pressure, cuts across the blue line, moves it back to Brindley. Doesn't catch the pass too clean, can't get a shot off. He'll hold and then finally opts to shoot, deflected back into his stick. Hughes in front, tries to move it, and it's deflected off the skate of a Stonehill defender. Only 40 seconds remaining in this power play for Michigan.
Michigan got real close there. Their one shot attempt just pinged off the pipes.
Good opportunities in puck movement from the Wolverines. 30 seconds to score on the power play. Shifsky, near side, over to Edwards, who tries for Moldenhauer, but it's an errant pass. And once again, the Skyhawks clear it all the way back down to Barczewski. Edwards is there to pick it up, but he's under pressure. Barczewski opts for the boards, finds Moldenhauer. Off to Frank Nazar, the puck goes. He loses it into the corner. 1 minute remains in the period, 10 seconds in the power play. Moldenhauer still with the puck far side, dumps it back to Estapa around the boards. And again, Stonehill gets a stick on it and clears it to the neutral zone.
Good kill from the Skyhawks there.
Ireland out of the box, manages to pick up the puck, fights to get in towards Barczewski. He can't. Gets a shot off, but it doesn't hit the net. He'll pick up his own shot in the far side corner. Opts for the point, D to D, and another opportunity, this time from Kallstrom. Shot off the stick of Barczewski. Into the far corner, the puck goes. Ethan Edwards is there, hands it off to Moldenhauer. Puck's poked away, but Shifsky picks it up to Nazar, and then once more tries through the neutral zone. Nazar, again, dumps it down, 15 seconds left on the clock. Stonehill with just enough time to try one shot, maybe. They'll cycle it down into the Michigan zone. Offsides is called. We'll have a stoppage in play, 6.6 seconds remaining in the first.
Well, it's been a good period to be a Wolverine, but I don't know that this was exactly as sharp as you're hoping your team would look if you're Coach Naurato. Definitely have some stuff to iron out at the intermission.
4-1, not a terrible place to be. Face-off won by Michigan into the Stonehill zone, and time will expire. The Wolverines finish the first period up 3 goals over the Skyhawks of Stonehill, 4-1. Let's talk quickly before we go to break what we just saw. Michigan, solid puck movement, but Stonehill, an opportunity on the power play. What'd you like from both teams?
Well, for Michigan, I think they've done an excellent job controlling the puck. There haven't been many chances for Stonehill tonight, and that's what you want to see from Michigan. That's what you expect, is for them to dominate the puck. But for Stonehill, they've done a good job of taking advantage when they can, obviously executing on the power play opportunity. And again, coming into this game, I don't think anyone's expecting Stonehill to win this outright, but if you're the Skyhawks, you take your moral victories where you can and try to do some good things.
Exactly. At 0-20, there isn't too much hope for the season. You march down to Ann Arbor. You face the Midwestern snow on your way, facing a Big Ten great. This isn't a game you expect to win. I like that. You pick the victories where you can. You fight. You're not going to win this game, but they gave Michigan a run for their money in that period. There were certainly moments where the Michigan crowd was like, oh my God.
When they tied it up 1-1 real quick, this place got a little quieter.
Exactly. That, like you said, every victory for Stonehill like that, it counts. Otherwise, though, good puck movement from Michigan, solid power play opportunities for the team, even though they couldn't convert. And all around, decent play that if we see them improve upon that in the next 2 periods, I don't think Wolverine fans have anything to worry about as we look towards Sparty next week. All right, Peloton Challenge taking up some time now before we let you with the band. Kelin, how about one more thing each team can change as they look towards the second period?
For Michigan, you just got to be more crisp, I think. You just couple of little things you got to clean up. For Stonehill, keep getting shots on net. It's going to be tough to get the puck in deep, but take shots where you can. And just try to take advantage of every little opportunity on power plays. You really have to execute in those spots on Breakaways. You really have to take advantage of the few ones that you're going to get.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes in the second period. Michigan up 4-1 over Stonehill. After one, it's Michigan Hockey on WCBN. We'll leave you with the band. They'll be on in just a moment. Keep it here for the second period.
Hello and welcome back to Yost Arena. My name is Kelin Flynn, alongside me Owen Crain. You are listening to Michigan Hockey on WCBN Sports. 4-1 Wolverines lead the Skyhawks of Stonehill through the first period. And Owen, it was a little bit of an up and down start for Michigan, but then they really settled into things after the first couple of minutes in that first period.
Yeah, let's recount what we saw. Specifically, Michigan, they struck early, 17 seconds into the first period to be exact. But then Stonehill, they responded quick. The Wolverines had a quick penalty, and Stonehill put one on the board. We were tied at 1-1 for a few minutes there. Michigan finally picked things back up, put in 3 before the final buzzer, and they really came together those last few minutes of the first.
Nazar and LaRusso go head-to-head in the face-off, won by Nazar for the Wolverines. Truscott into the Skyhawk zone. Flipped around behind the net. Nazar had a chance. Flipped back around to Truscott. And the puck still behind the net, finds the stick of Truscott again. Truscott sets up Edwards. Edwards at the point. And a glove save from Fitzpatrick.
A lot more of the same old what we saw those final few minutes of the first period. Michigan doing a good job moving the puck and finding the open man. Again, we're radio, not TV, but for those of you listening at home, you can imagine Michigan's offense right now operating as if they're up a man. They're finding the open guy. They're moving the puck well. It is very clean hockey.
Shift changes for both teams. Hughes wins the faceoff. Dumped into Hughes. Hughes takes a look at a one-timer and can't connect. Tyler Duke will skate all the way down to pick it up for the Wolverines. Hughes with it now into the neutral zone, up to Dylan Duke. Duke pass a little behind Moldenauer and unable to convert. Good opportunity for the Wolverines. Here come the Skyhawks into the Michigan zone. Puck circled around and now finds Dylan Duke. Duke tried to dump it off to Hughes in the neutral zone and again just couldn't quite connect. Owen.
Yeah, similar thing. Stonehill, their defense is getting looks, they're getting pokes in, but they're not stopping Michigan's offense.
Holtz with a shot, misses just high. And we'll face off.
Quick shot from the point, that was off the stick of Holtz. Tipped in front by Shifsky into the netting. Good spot and positioning from Garrett Shifsky in front, but again, when your stick's already a few feet in the air, you don't want to tip up, you want to tip down.
Estapa can't win it for Michigan. That was won by Kyle Heath. Shifsky pokes it around, looking for Warren, and a scrum in the corner for the puck. 2 purple jerseys, 2 white ones. Still duking it out in the corner. And eventually it's poked free. Jepchin has it now for Stonehill. Heath now pressured and dumps it off. Here's a chance for Stonehill. Wrapped around and picked up by Heath. Heath flips it back around the net. And it's poked free, finds the stick of Garrett Shifsky. Shifsky into the neutral zone. And he'll just clear it, allow Michigan to change lines. Here come the Skyhawks into the neutral zone. Now into the Michigan zone, and a glove save from Barczewski. Shot from the far side, but won't find the back of the net.
And that play summarizes how Stonehill has to play when they're facing off against this Michigan defense. You're under pressure, entering the Michigan zone. It's the far side. Honestly, the angle isn't great, but you take what you can get when you're a Skyhawk right now. You're not going to move the puck and set yourself up the way Michigan can. Take every shot you can. It's worked out so far. They've already got a goal. Another opportunity for the Skyhawks.
Schweninger with it, dumps it in the middle, and it's blocked by Draper. A quick wrist shot from the point, won't go. A couple of Wolverines hit the ice. That was Luca Fantilli. No whistle from the officials, though. Pletzky with it. Tries to find Rowe, and that'll be ruled an icing.
A little bit of an errant pass. Can't find Tanner Rowe. First bit of pressure we've seen from Stonehill on the Michigan defense in this period, 16:45. So took a moment for the Skyhawks to get hot, but they've got a shot off. Another defensive end face-off for the Wolverines. If they can get a few more shots, they might find themselves with another real opportunity.
Draper successful on the draw, and again, Michigan can't connect. Draper gets in between that pass, but eventually winds up in the Michigan zone. Skyhawks sending it all the way down. Barczewski floats it up. Nazar now with it. Nazar tripped into the boards a little bit and is hit from behind. Somehow holds on to the puck. Nazar trying to work through defenders. Excellent stuff there from Frank Nazar to hold on to that.
Delayed penalties called on Stonehill. So all of that attack and pressure on Nazar pays off for the Wolverines. They'll be up a man for the next 2 minutes. It's number 7 for Stonehill entering the box. We'll await the official call.
Gaudette's first penalty of the contest, and Michigan was stonewalled on their earlier power play attempt. They win the faceoff, but it'll trickle all the way back into their own zone. Seamus Casey with it for the Wolverines. He sends it into the neutral zone. Floated back for Brindley, and he'll go to work. Brindley knifing through defenders at the point. Casey finds Brindley. Back to Casey. Casey, far side. Brindley, one-timer. Good save there from Fitzpatrick. Casey back to Brindley. Near side. Far side now for Casey. Casey into the middle for Hughes. Hughes looking for a chance. And right in front of the net, Michigan had a chance. Dylan Duke tried to dump it off for Hughes, and Hughes couldn't get a stick on it.
It's deflected out into the crowd. That's a solid use of the first 48 seconds of your power play. Michigan did a good job moving the puck around. And a credit to the Stonehill penalty kill. They did a good job holding Michigan to the outsides. Yes, the Wolverines moved the puck in front of the net a few times, but no real shots occurred there. A solid first 50 seconds of the kill for the Skyhawks.
Nazar wins the drop. Moldenhauer with it on the far side. Up to Edwards. Edwards to Nazar, near side. Tries to rifle it into Shifsky. And it's poked over to Estapa. Estapa behind the net, cycles it around the boards. Nazar near side. Can't come away with it. And that's going to be fired all the way down. Picked up decent chance here for Stonehill. But that puck is buried into the boards along with a Skyhawk by Edwards and Moldenhauer. Here comes Moldenhauer into the neutral zone. Dumps it off for Shifsky. Shifsky back out to Moldenhauer on the far side. Moldenhauer finds it. Nazar, and Nazar puts it in on the one-timer. Michigan extending their lead 5-1.
Excellent play set up from the Wolverines. Nazar sitting pretty in front of the net. No one on him. The pass perfectly finds the tip of his stick, and a nice one-timer to tap it in right past the blocker of Gavin Fitzpatrick in net for Stonehill.
Excellent execution on the power play for the Wolverines. They scored their first power play goal of the contest. 5-1 Wolverines, face-off won by Stonehill. 14:25 to go here in the second period. Again, Michigan up 5-1. Pletzky with it. Into the Stonehill zone. Shot from Rowe is off the blocker of Fitzpatrick. Tyler Duke. And that one's poked away by Stonehill. Stonehill trying to advance into the Michigan zone, and the Wolverines are able to corral the puck. 10th of the season for Frank Nazar. Here come the Wolverines now. Duke to Pletzky. Pletzky just rifles it into the glass. Moldenhauer and Shifsky officially credited with the assist there. Puck trickles all the way down into the Michigan zone and is fired along the boards, picked up by Luca Fantilli. Fantilli pressured and just rips it up the boards. Tripp has it for Stonehill. His pass into the middle is knocked away. Brindley with it. Brindley dumps it up. Shot won't find the back of the net for Ernest. Ernest had a good look at it, just couldn't finish, and now we'll get a stoppage. 13:04 to go here in the second period. Michigan 5, Stonehill Skyhawks 1. Owen. Stonehill again coming into this game 0-20. If you're just joining us, thank you for tuning in to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan hockey. My name is Kelin Flynn. Alongside me, Owen Crain. DJ Hughes wins the faceoff for the Wolverines, out to Edwards on the far side. Moldenhauer, his shot is knocked away by Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick's helmet comes off, and so we'll get a stoppage for him to put that back on.
It's not too often you see that, and that's an automatic whistle, so long, again, as it is unintentional. So a quick stoppage. The Wolverines got a quick shot off on him. Nice, easy save for Fitzpatrick. And he's been playing decently well. Let's not forget that the Wolverines have been pummeling him with shots all game. Michigan, I've said it a few times so far, they're doing a fantastic job moving the puck. They're operating on offense when they're hot, like they have a perpetual power play. So the shots keep coming. 5 goals against Michigan. Yeah, it's not great, but for a team like Stonehill, Fitzpatrick is doing a great job.
Pass can't find the stick of Truscott, and it is rifled along the boards, picked up by Edwards. Shot from the point from Hughes, redirected, and just goes a little left of the net.
Dylan Duke, almost a beautiful tip in front. Excellent use of his stick.
Moldenhauer with it. Hughes now, far side. Looking for an outlet, and he'll find Duke. It's poked away. Michigan out shooting Stonehill 21-8. 8 minutes into the second period. Hughes with it, near side. And that shot is from Casey right in front of the net, and it's cleaned up nicely. Check the number on that one. Ernest was there, but it was Garrett Shifsky that punched it in for the Wolverines.
Now that was a funky play setup that we just saw. It started on the far side point of the ice, moved the puck D to D. You kind of creep in, get a shot off. The first shot, nothing. The rebound, nothing. But then it's sitting 2 inches off the goal line, far side. And who's there but Garrett Shifsky to finally poke it in. We'll take another look at it on the video board. First rebound, Shifsky actually got it. He poked it up against the post, and he recovered that bounce right back into his stick.
Fitzpatrick just a little out of position, and Wolverines punish him for it. 6-1 Michigan. Under 12 to go now in the second period. Clock ticks down to 11:40. Estapa with it in the neutral zone for the Wolverines. He's gonna push it up the ice. Puck jammed up against the boards, and it's eventually knocked free. Barczewski will watch it cross the red line for an icing call.
It's been spurts of offense for Stonehill all game, a few times where they shape up and make something happen. Again, expected from a program that only elevated to D1 this year. And they have the building blocks they need. If they can continue to develop on this, they'll find a way to compete. In your first year, you have no recruiting, you don't have the resources, but you give Michigan a game, you score a goal against Michigan, you can start showing recruits that.
These are to play a game against Michigan.
Yeah.
To go to Yost, and Warren now with it into the Stonehill zone. Poked away. A lot of purple on the attack. Now shot. corralled by Barczewski. Still 6-1 Wolverines, under 11 to go in the second period. Owen, continue. You were saying earlier.
I was just saying, coming, like you said, coming up to Ann Arbor, but, scoring a goal against Michigan, those are the little building blocks in finding recruits, starting to get serious as a program. You want to root for a program like Stonehill to do well.
Here comes Michigan into the neutral zone. Brindley with it, crosses in to the Stonehill zone, pass to McGroarty. Can't find the tape of his stick. Nazar corrals it into Brindley. McGroarty now, Fantilli. Dumps it back down to Brindley. Brindley near side, looking for an outlet. Finds Truscott. Jacob Truscott with it to Nazar. Nazar's pass is blocked away by Tripp. Luca Fantilli now in the neutral zone for Michigan. Wolverines will have to reset. Fantilli crosses the blue line. Nazar, his shot misses just high. And a follow from Brindley off the back of the goalie, Fitzpatrick. Finds the back of the net. How about that?
That was a crazy play. Shot deflected, and it ends up back behind the net, right? So Brindley cuts in. It's on the far side corner. Finds the puck, and he says, screw it. I'll take a shot on net. Fitzpatrick's out of place. It catches the back of Fitzpatrick's blocker, and it just trickles into the net. An easy goal and a tough error for Gavin Fitzpatrick in net.
Extends the Michigan lead to 6. Now 7-1 Wolverines. Under 10 to go in the second period, halfway through this hockey game. Wolverines with it, corralled by Edwards. Pletzky will skate around the Michigan goal. Edwards with a nice move into the neutral zone. Ethan Edwards knifing through purple jerseys, looking for a shot, and he just loses the puck as he approached the goalie Fitzpatrick.
Edwards moved through these Stonehill defenders like he's playing stick and puck on his local rink.
Draper with it, 2-on-1 for the Wolverines. Keenan Draper shoots, he scores! Keenan Draper had a 2-on-1 and took it himself. The Wolverines firing on all cylinders now, Owen.
An explosive spurt of offense for Michigan. These past few goals, Stonehill isn't quite playing the defense they were in that first period. We'll take another look at Draper's shot. It was an excellent shot. Just found its way right under the glove and above the blocker of Gavin Fitzpatrick. Couldn't stop that, and Stonehill will take a timeout to recoup. This was a team that came into the first period, Stonehill. They looked all right. They were holding their own, and that slowly degraded throughout the first and has completely fallen apart now in the second period.
I mean, this has been 3 real quick goals in succession for Michigan, and it just feels like Stonehill isn't able to even possess the puck much. I mean, Michigan scores, wins a faceoff, and then immediately gets another 2-on-1.
You have to feel the frustration of the Skyhawks. You're 0-20 on the season. This isn't a fresh story. This has happened to them before. And over time, that's degrading. That's demoralizing. But still, you have a whole nother period of hockey left, and Stonehill has an opportunity, if they can generate some offense, put a goal or 2 in, to make a little bit of a statement.
8 goals allowed, ties a season high for Stonehill. Gave up 8 against Alaska Fairbanks and Robert Morris earlier this season. Face-off won by the Wolverines. It's Tyler Duke with it. Up to Hughes in the neutral zone. Tripp. His pass can't find a... They're announcing that it was Brindley. That was definitely Draper that scored that.
We'll get the updated info on that.
And
That was the goal before the previous
okay.
one.
Here come the Skyhawks, 2-on-1. Shot just misses. And now here's TJ Hughes for Michigan into the neutral zone. Wolverines will change lines. Warren just tips it to avoid the icing call as Shifsky now finds the puck right behind the net. Trip pressuring, and now Shifsky will send it up to Warren. Warren, he'll take a shot. Misses wide. Corralled by Stonehill in the far corner. Shifsky snatches the loose puck out of the air. Fantilli, he'll put one on net, misses high. Warren now skates around the back of the net, and he'll again put another puck on net. Wolverines continuing to pepper Fitzpatrick with shots.
I'd say the difference now between the first period, it's a little less controlled. Michigan is playing at a faster, chippier pace. It looks less like they're on a power play and more like they're fighting for the puck at every turn.
A stop out of Shifsky. Warren now with it near side. Warren's shot. Stopped in front of the net. Fantilli to Brindley. Brindley pressured and has it poked away. McGroarty now with it. Fires it over to Truscott. Truscott, his shot is blocked by Fitzpatrick. And the puck finally ends up with a purple jersey, just to be taken right back by Jacob Truscott. Frank Nazar with it, far side. Finds Edwards at the point. Ethan Edwards looking for a crease, and he won't find one. Tried to send a pass right across, and that was intercepted by a Wolverine. McGroarty now with it in the neutral zone. Rucker McGroarty to Frank Nazar. Nazar dumps it off to Brindley. Brindley sends it over to Duke. Tyler Duke's pass is knocked away. And now here comes Stonehill into the neutral zone and into the Michigan zone. Puck behind the net is picked up. Cycled around to the far side. Behind the net. There's a scrum for it, and it'll slowly trickle right in front of Barczewski as he's able to calmly put the glove over top of it.
With 6:08 to go, we'll have our immediate timeout under 10. Michigan got a little sloppier there. They're still controlling the puck, moving it decently well. But kind of what I was saying before, it looks less like they're on a power play and slow and controlled. A little bit more chaotic offense from the Wolverines. And Stonehill, each break it gets, they just try to shoot, right? They're looking at every opportunity to pepper Barczewski with a shot. At the current pace of play, I don't really expect any further goal opportunities for the Skyhawks, but you know, hockey's a game of chances. You can always hope for a miracle, a lucky bounce, and then you get a goal, maybe you find another and find your way back into this game just the way Michigan's playing. That feels quite unlikely.
If you're not familiar with Stonehill, Stonehill is a school in Easton, Massachusetts. The Skyhawks, again in their first season playing Division I men's hockey. 0-20 on the season. We've talked about this a couple times, but just kind of giving you the sense of what this game is for Michigan and Stonehill.
Yeah, emblematic of how Stonehill is as a program. I texted my buddy who went there for 2 years, and Michigan was playing Stonehill today. His response, Michigan must be paying Stonehill a bag to come up to Yost today.
Points leader for Stonehill, Frank Ireland. As Michigan wins the faceoff, Rowe just blowing by purple jerseys as he makes his way into the Stonehill zone.
Ireland's a fun last name.
I'm a fan.
Well, you're Irish.
Last name Flynn.
My middle name's Sullivan.
You got enough of a connection to the Emerald Isle. Casey has it in to the Stonehill zone for Michigan. Puck finds the stick of Duke. Duke to Casey. Casey far side. Controlling. He'll rip a shot from the point, won't go. Tipped into the air in front of the net, and Stonehill will regain possession and settle it down. Michigan will change lines. And pressure from Hughes. He's a one-man wrecking crew right now, trying to get that puck back. LaRusso with it. Cross-ice pass, just can't quite connect. And now Stonehill gets a chance to change off the clear. Moldenhauer with it to Dylan Duke. Duke cross-ice pass. Hughes with it. Hughes, wrist shot won't go as he launches it into the netting. 4:40 to go here in the second period. Michigan on top, 8-1.
Little spurt of offense from Stonehill. And credit to the Skyhawks. Their back check has been solid this period. They're putting pressure onto Michigan. And we definitely, that last shift was a little bit more back and forth hockey than we've seen so far in the second period.
Hughes wins the faceoff. Marshall Warren with it. He's rode into the boards. And the pass out from Duke there. Can't find a white jersey. Duke now with it in the neutral zone, over to Hughes. Hughes allows Michigan to get set. Steve Holtz with it. Holtz flips it along the boards, and it finds the Skyhawks. Poked away by Ernisi, and it wrist shot is clipped by a stick of Michigan. Dylan Duke now into the neutral zone. Duke centers it, and Ernisi unable.
Something that Hughes did a moment ago that was a solid play. The whistle's blown for a high stick. He cut back in the neutral zone. You mentioned it. He was setting up the Michigan offense. A quick little escape move. It's something that he and this Michigan program do very well. Brandon Narado really emphasizes team play, giving the Wolverines an opportunity to shift up ice, slow the game down, and really control the puck is something that they excel in, and look to see them really work on that in the coming weeks when competition gets tough.
Again, Michigan with a huge tilt next weekend against interstate rival Michigan State. The Spartans have been having an excellent season at Munn Ice Arena in East Lansing.
Of course, we'll have the coverage on WCBN.
Of course we will. In front of the net, Ernisi unable to finish it. Had a good look there. Fitzpatrick was out of position. Fantilli scoops up the loose puck in the Michigan zone. And it'll roll all the way back for an icing. With 3:11 to go in the period. Again, Michigan on top, 8-1 over Stonehill. You're tuned into WCBN Sports live coverage of Michigan ice hockey.
The Wolverines under a little bit of pressure, icing the puck down. And Stonehill, you know, their forecheck is working decently effectively. I said it before, we've had a lot of back and forth hockey the past few minutes. Stonehill's looking the way they did those first few minutes of the first period.
Schwenninger in a stop face-off, and it's won by Schwenninger. Tipped out to Japchin. Japchin's shot is gloved by Barczewski. So we'll face off again with 3:08 to go in the period.
And that was a quick little shot from Japchin, a one-timer. The glove save, Barczewski, he's a Big Ten goalie. He's solid, he knows what he's doing. But a good play set up by Stonehill. They can do that a few more times. They can really start to generate some opportunities.
Again, face-off won by Stonehill. One-timer set up, but disrupted by the Michigan defense. Here comes Brindley. Brindley up the ice to Nazar, into the Stonehill zone. But it's taken away by a couple of purple jerseys. Schwenninger with it into the Michigan zone. And the loose puck is scooped up by Frank Nazar. Gaudette now with it for Stonehill. Puck finds Brindley. Brindley with a slap shot. He sticks to the back of the net. Loose puck just found its way right out to number 4, and That was easy pickings.
My oh my, Brindley put some power behind that shot. That was gorgeous. Trickled right out to him in just right place at the right time. He winds up. And, you know, that's not normally an opportunity that you want to go for the slap shot. That's where you have the least control. A quick situation, a quick slap shot, but he placed that puck perfectly and with so much power that when it came down to it, Fitzpatrick didn't stand a chance.
Michigan with their 9th goal of the contest as LaRusso loses his stick. Tyler Duke with it, working behind the net. Holtz can't connect on the slap shot.
This is the second time tonight we've heard Mr. Brightside from the children of Yost.
Approaching the 2-minute mark here in the second period. Draper with it behind the net. Third of the game. That's a hat trick for Brindley. Here's Dylan Duke. Dylan Duke with a chance here for Michigan. Dumps it off. That's an easy goal for Moldenhauer. Another one for Michigan. That's double digits. 10th of the game for the Wolverines, and we've still got 96 seconds left in the second period.
The most goals Stonehill has allowed all season. And how about that play setup? Dylan Duke on the near side. It's a 2-on-2. So he cuts in, beats the right side defender to the point where the man on the left side has to come diving in to ensure it's not a breakaway. Duke recognizes this, holds on to the puck just until it's almost too late, slides it over, and bang, net's wide open. Another easy goal. 10-1 our score.
The future Maple Leaf Moldenhauer sticks it for Michigan as Duke picks up a penalty. Dylan Duke, that is. High sticking, so he'll take a seat in the penalty box through the end of the period and a little bit into the third. So 93 seconds to go as we'll face it off in the Michigan zone. Schwenninger and Shifsky. Won by Stonehill. Near side, centering pass. Can't find a purple jersey. Tripp with it. Pressured by Ernest. Shifsky now with it. Shifsky beats his man and can't get the shot off. Tripp up the ice. Now into the Michigan zone. Poked away by Truscott. Truscott will roll it up to Fitzpatrick. Under 60 seconds to go in the second period. Michigan has put 6 in the second period of play. Stoppa eats a hit in the open ice and ends up sending Justin Barker to the ice.
It won't be enough to draw a penalty, but certainly got the attention of the children of Yost. Michigan 44 seconds into their penalty kill, and with Stonehill up a man compared to the Wolverines, it more so looks like both teams are even. You would barely tell that Stonehill has a man advantage.
Michigan just moving so quickly all over the ice, not something that is surprising from the Wolverines.
I mean, a moment ago, Shifsky had something that almost became a goal-scoring opportunity.
Under 40 seconds to go in the period. Rifled up the ice, and Fitzpatrick will tap it to avoid the icing. Here comes Stonehill into the neutral zone. Jepchin with it. Left side. Can't put the shot past Barcheski. Holtz with it. Tries to flip it up along the boards, and it's corralled. Japchin with it. Fires it over to the near side, and that shot pings up and out of play. 4 seconds to go in the period. Michigan likely going to get out with a 6-0 advantage in the second period. And Owen, we talked about how Michigan got off to kind of a slow start. That is not the case in the second period of play. Very, very crisp hockey from the Wolverines.
Absolutely not. And it's very interesting because there were those 2 minutes in the second where things were a little back and forth, but besides that, wow, this game has been all Wolverines.
Face off with 3.9 on the clock. 2 seconds, and that'll do it. Horn sounds. Michigan, through 40 minutes of hockey, has put 10 between the pipes. 10-1, Michigan on top. We'll hit the intermission before our third and final period of play. Owen, any closing thoughts?
Well, Kelin, this game is now at the point where there really isn't anything to read into the Wolverines' performance. You put 10 on the board, and that's the game, right? Like, we might discuss what did the Wolverines do well, what didn't they do too well. When the matchup is so unbalanced like this, it's very hard to read into the mistakes and strong plays of a team like Michigan because it's truly not fair, the level of play between these two teams. So Michigan, with 20 minutes left on the clock, one more period to go, it's an opportunity to refine what they've worked on in practice. Move the puck, work your butt off, skate hard as a Wolverine, and again, try and get those basics to work well. But if there are mistakes, that's okay. You're up 9 goals. Things might get a little bit chippy or silly, and that's not something we should read into in the third if it does happen, because a game like this is so rare. Things might just fall apart for Michigan with so much confidence in such a lead.
Again, 10-1 Wolverines as we await the start of the third period. Oh, near miss there in the slap shot for scholarships contest. Just right of the little window to slip it through. Well, with that, we're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. More Michigan ice hockey on WCBN Sports in about 10 minutes. Third period action coming your way. Hello and welcome back to Yost Arena. More Michigan hockey coming your way. Third period action. Wolverines and the Skyhawks of Stonehill, Michigan, opened up a 10-1 lead in the second period. 6 goals put in by Michigan. And Owen, at this point, you kind of said before the end of the second period, you're just trying to get through healthy at this point if you're Michigan. You've put up 10 goals. There's nothing really else left to prove.
Yeah, there's not too much to analyze from this game. Michigan with a 9-goal lead. No pressure on them. Just trying to make something happen. Move the puck well.
As Stonehill quickly nets one here. Just as we started saying this is, at this point for Michigan, you're just kind of trying to burn these next 20 minutes. Stonehill says, not so fast.
Well, that's exactly what you're trying to avoid as you burn these 20 minutes away. But I talked about this at the end of the second. This period offers an opportunity for Stonehill if Michigan takes, they take their hand off the wheel, they fall asleep at the wheel. And just there, they were down a man for the first 20 seconds of this period. Stonehill had a great opportunity, and they knotted one on Barcheski.
Jake LaRusso executes for the Skyhawks as another good chance for Stonehill right in front of the net. Michigan coming out slow here in this third period.
So like I said, it's not too much to read into for Michigan. A few sloppy plays. It's not good. It's whatever. It shouldn't stress you out, but there are things they need to clean up, like the start of a third period. You got to start stronger than the first 40 seconds today.
McGroarty to Brindley, cross ice. Brindley takes it all the way around. And that's floated out right to a purple jersey. Back to Brindley. Brindley, far corner. Finds McGroarty. McGroarty shot. Can't find the back of the net. Casey now battling with Tripp for the puck behind the net. Pass is tipped as Tyler Duke's able to corral the loose puck. Up to McGroarty. McGroarty to Nazar. Nazar into the offensive zone, and his shot misses high. Holtz up to Moldenhauer. Moldenhauer looking for a crease, and it's gloved by Fitzpatrick.
Back and forth shift with the Wolverines ultimately controlling, but unable to establish that solidified offensive possession time. We'll see if they can do so here off the faceoff.
Hughes and LaRusso, one by Hughes. It'll head all the way into the Michigan zone. Warren scoops the loose puck and sauces it over to Holtz. Holtz back over to Duke. Duke, he'll take a shot, and that'll bounce off the chest of Fitzpatrick. Loose puck. Valenti rode into the boards by Warren. Hughes can't control it. Moldenhauer can't either, and eventually it's Holtz that scoops it up.
Little bit of pressure from Stonehill on Michigan. Nothing too serious, but still a back and forth start to the period.
Hughes with a nice move there to get by a defender. He'll take a shot and again miss high. Stays in the zone for Michigan. Luca Fantilli with it near side. Puck in the near side corner. Out for Shifsky. Shifsky shot misses wide right. The follow no good from Hughes. Luca Fantilli and Mark Estapa converge on the loose puck. Estapa taking it himself, looking to get in front of the netminder, and he fills it, but the net is knocked off the posts. So Mark Estapa with a nice move to get in there, but his momentum took him through the net.
Yes, the puck made it in the net, but that was after Estapa got a little tripped up. He was cutting in to protect the puck, and the defender, well, he just kind of caught the defender's stick. It's not a trip, but he fell into the net, crushed the goalie, moved the net off its crease, And eventually the puck made its way in. It kind of floated on in, but too late for it to be a goal.
So Estapa will face off with Cameron Collins. Won by Collins and Stonehill. Collins now with it. Centering pass, shot, and that is good. Stonehill puts in their second goal of the period. We're not even 3 minutes in. Hot start, I believe that was Joseph Granda who put it past Barcheski. That's good.
Well, Kelin, it took less than 3 minutes for this game to go from a 9-goal deficit for the Skyhawks to a 7-goal deficit. And I'll tell you what, 10-1 reads a lot better for Michigan than 10-3 as a final score against a team that hasn't won a game all season.
Third goal of the game. That's about as much as they've put in all season, tying a season high for the Skyhawks. Put in 3 against Long Island and 3 against Robert Morris.
So I might need to rescind what I had said at the end of the second period, which was if Michigan makes a few sloppy mistakes, don't stress out too much. Here's the thing. A sloppy mistake might be skating past a puck, a defender's not paying enough attention, and they make an errant pass, and a Stonehill player picks it up. 2 quick goals? That's sloppy play that you need to watch for and might haunt Michigan against a better team.
Holtz with it in the offensive zone for Michigan. Moldenhauer now just trying to skate by purple jerseys. Duke. McGroarty now with it. Rucker McGroarty on the far side. Dumps it along the boards for Gavin Brindley. Brindley pestered. Holtz now with it. He'll take a shot. And it's knocked away. Tyler Duke finds the loose puck, and it's kicked by Nazar to Holtz, back to Duke. Up to Frank Nazar. Nazar over to McGroarty. McGroarty can't finish. Had a decent look at it, and good movement from the goalie Fitzpatrick. Luca Fantilli hits the deck, and the loose puck is fired along the boards, picked up by LaRusso. He's driven into the boards in the near corner by Luca Fantilli. Out to Tripp. Tripp rifles it over, and that shot, not even close, just hits the stick of Fantilli. TJ Hughes now to Dylan Duke. Duke back up to Hughes. Michigan in the Stonehill zone, and Marshall Warren can't get to the puck in time. Centering pass to Hughes. TJ Hughes to Duke. Duke Edwards can't connect on the one-timer. Edwards rifles it over to Marshall Warren. Warren, another centering pass, but there's no white jersey in the area. And icing is the call.
A little bit more pressure from Michigan. We saw an opportunity for McGroarty about a minute ago. The Wolverines regained possession after it was cycled out by Stonehill, and then they had a lot of offensive pressure to the point where the Skyhawks felt the need to ice it down to get a little bit of a play reset here. So some standard pressure from Michigan, much better than what we saw in the first 3 minutes of the period.
Estapa and LaRusso will draw. And Stonehill now picks up the loose puck. Galenti with it. Near side corner in the Michigan zone. Truscott to Ernest. Ernest cross-ice pass to Garrett Shifsky. Shifsky drops it off for Estapa. Estapa. He'll take a shot, and that's blocked in front of the net. Puck makes its way into the Michigan zone, and it's scooped up. Edwards comes over to make a hit and knock the puck away. Estapa with it. Ernest into the neutral zone, and he'll tap it down. It's picked up by Fitzpatrick and Stonehill. They'll reset and look to organize. Allen gets it taken away. Rowe with it. Up to Keenan Draper. Draper. He's harassed by Gaudette and forced to send it along the boards. Far side now. Picked up by Stonehill behind the net. And now to stay in the Stonehill zone, it's sat back. Pletzky looking for it. Now into the neutral zone where it's scooped up by Draper and the Wolverines. Seamus Casey now. Gonna allow Michigan to get a change. Just controlling the puck. He's pressured by Granda. Nazar gives up the loose puck. Baker, his shot is tipped into the air and gloved. Good save by Jake Barczewski.
Similar style of play to what we saw the past few minutes. Michigan better than the very start of the period, but Stonehill has had the Wolverines' number offensively just a little bit. Decent puck movement from the Skyhawks. They've gotten a few shots off on Barczewski, and it's similar to what we've seen most of this game. The shots aren't perfect. They're not moving right in front of the net, but they're getting opportunities much more so than they did in the second period.
10-3 Wolverines, 12:30 to go in the contest. Michigan put up 6 goals in the second period and has given up 2 now in the third. Big hit along the near side boards. Shot from Baker won't go. And the loose puck travels harmlessly back into the boards. A missed opportunity from Stonehill. Karlstrom loses his stick, and Nazar all alone down there. Centers it to Brindley. Gavin Brindley looking to fill it, and he just misses. A couple of Stonehill defenders were able to get back and converge on Gavin Brindley. Brindley had a chance, Owen, and tried to, just couldn't deke out the goalie.
That was a very funky play because the Stonehill defender, he broke his stick and ditched it immediately. And so it was almost a 1-on-0.5. A defender without a stick, only the option of using his body, but you have to be careful when you're a defender without a stick in that situation. Not that it happens too often, but you use the body too much, you get called interference. So he did a nice job moving Brindley to the side to the point where he couldn't take quite the shot, had to pass it off. And an opportunity for the Wolverines that could have been a goal, isn't.
Hughes loses the puck, and it's taken right back by TJ Hughes. Moldenhauer now. Can't control it, and it's poked back. Big hit in the open ice, and that's going to draw a whistle. They're going to get Luca Fantilli. Fantilli not too pleased with the call, and neither are the children of Yost.
Elbowing.
So Michigan again will be down a man for 2 minutes. Fantilli will be back at the 9:26 mark. 11:26 to go in the contest.
We'll get another look at the hit. The final call was boarding, and he did throw the elbow in there a little bit. It was a high-up hit. Not sure it warranted the call.
Shot blocked by Seamus Casey. He ate that one in the leg. Shakes it off. Japchin with it into the neutral zone. Only purple jersey. There are 4 white ones converging on him, and it's fired down. Stonehill forced to reset.
Yeah, that was a really poor offensive setup from Stonehill. Duke knocked that away with ease. It wasn't even a challenge.
Draper attacks Japchin there and forces him to give up the puck. Michigan now with it. Moldenhauer rifles it along the boards. Allows the Wolverines to get off a line change, and now here come the Skyhawks. Japchin with it, dumps it back. Granda fires it along the boards, and so does Barczewski. Just cleared. That'll be stopped by Fitzpatrick. little more back and forth hockey here now. Michigan, 45 seconds left on the penalty kill. Pass is tipped by Rowe. Good use of the stick there. Into the Michigan zone. Here comes Stonehill. Trip with it, and they're going to say he was offsides. Pass just crossed over the blue line right before Tripp could get to it and bring it back.
He was unhappy with the call. I can tell you from our vantage point, that was absolutely offsides. Tripp meandered into the zone with no intensity, and that's what you get when you skate like that.
Rowe wins the faceoff for Michigan. 25 seconds left on the penalty kill. Michigan gave up one power play goal in the first period and has killed the other couple opportunities. 10 seconds to go here on the kill. Baker skating into the Michigan zone. Nothing doing. Good poke there from Rowe as Michigan is now back at full strength.
A fine kill by the Wolverines.
There's a shot misses wide left. Max Pino.
And so with only 9 minutes to go in the third period, we saw a sloppy start for Michigan. 2 goals allowed in 3 minutes. Then they figured it back out, but then Fantilli into the box, a boarding call, so 2 minutes down a man. It was a rough first 10 minutes for Michigan, but they killed the power play. They killed the Stonehill power play. And now with 9 minutes left on the clock, have that chance to just return to normal. That's what Michigan needs to do. They don't need to score. They absolutely should not let up any goals. If this game finishes 10-3, that's fine. Just finish, make a statement, a solid win as you look towards tomorrow and then later on MSU. You don't want to give anyone any reason to question the toughness of this Michigan team.
And I guess that has been one of the questions of this team is you lost some of your big-time contributors, obviously, losing Adam Fantilli last season. Hobie Baker winner and one of the best players in the country to the NHL. And Michigan, obviously, I think most people would agree they left a little meat on the bone, so to speak, last season, getting bounced in the Frozen Four before the national championship game by Quinnipiac.
Eventual national champions, but still. That's 2 seasons in a row that the Wolverines have lost a semifinal. Almost looked like the football team, except I'm not quite sure this is the roster that wins a natty the same way it worked out for football.
Brindley in the neutral zone, loose puck, and it's eventually corralled by Nazar. McGroarty's shot is gloved by Fitzpatrick. McGroarty had a good look at it right in front of the net. One-on-one with Fitzpatrick, and good glove save from the goaltender.
A solid opportunity for Michigan. Moving into the zone, finding those shots. If you're a Wolverines fan, you want them to just keep doing that the rest of this game. Maybe they find a goal, maybe they don't. Just control the puck and slow the game down. That's what you want to see from Michigan.
Steve Holtz flicks it back along the boards, dumped off, and Holtz picks it up. Here comes Stonehill. Mannion with it. And it's picked up by Steve Holtz. Into the neutral zone comes McGroarty to Nazar. Frank Nazar looking for a crease, and he's drilled into the boards. Big hit. Brindley now to McGroarty. McGroarty and Nazar. Nazar just can't settle the puck down. Stonehill into the neutral zone, and they'll whip it along the boards. Barczewski settles it and flips it to Duke. Dylan Duke with it, back to Casey. Seamus Casey into the neutral zone. He'll have to reset for Michigan. TJ Hughes now. Hughes dumps it off for Moldenhauer. Michigan cycles the puck around. In front of the net, shot directed away. 7:30 to go, Michigan on top, 10-3 over Stonehill. Barczewski settles behind the net, and Michigan will get to go again. Hughes with it. His pass is poked away, and there's a good chance, and Stonehill capitalizes. Third goal of the period, fourth of the game. Comes at the 7:14 mark. I believe that was Max Pino. No, scratch that. Matthew Allen that converted. The left winger.
Kelin, this goal only happens because TJ Hughes makes a very sloppy pass cross ice, intended for a Michigan player on the near side boards, but he didn't look far enough. In comes a Stonehill forechecker.
I believe that was Henry Schriefels that came in to knock it free.
So Schriefels picks the puck up. He wasn't seen, manages to move back behind the net, and sets up the man in front for the goal. A sloppy play by Michigan, a dumb mistake, and a third unforced error and goal this period.
So the Wolverine lead is cut to 6. Third goal given up in this third period. Michigan being outscored 3-0 in the period. Luca Fantilli with it over to Ernest into the neutral zone. Ernest tries to get it to Estapa, and it's knocked away by Frank Ireland. Japchin behind the net in the Stonehill zone.
And so now, Kelin, the Wolverines have, yes, scored more goals on Stonehill than they've allowed at any point this season. But Stonehill, in the 4 they've put on Michigan, is now tied for the most they've scored in the season, and this isn't the strongest schedule.
4-goal effort from Stonehill, powered by 3 in the third period. Rowe with it, skating through the neutral zone into the Stonehill zone. But Stonehill doing a good job protecting the puck. Casey picks it up, Draper to Rowe. Rowe into the offensive zone. He'll take a shot, miss just high, and it is covered up by Fitzpatrick. Under 6 minutes to go here in the third period. Michigan up 10-4. Has given up 3 goals in the period to Stonehill.
And let's take a look at the Stonehill schedule. They have played some strong teams. Number 19 Northeastern, they lost 7-0. Number 13 Providence College 7-1. They almost beat number 16 Arizona State. They lost 5-4 in overtime. The only other game this season right there where they scored 4 goals.
Casey with it near side. Seamus Casey looking for a crease, and covered up again by Gavin Fitzpatrick.
At the same time, you look at the Stonehill schedule, they've been handled by solid hockey programs, but programs that Michigan should be able to beat with these. Take Brown University, a 7-2 loss for Stonehill. Stonehill has now put up 2 more goals against Michigan than they did against an Ivy League program.
Tyler Duke scoops up the loose puck in the Michigan zone. Pressured by Galante. LaRusso now pressuring Gavin Brindley. Brindley through the neutral zone. Rifles one a bit high of the net. Jacob Triscott over to Frank Nazar, who skates into the offensive zone. Brindley with it. Brindley centering pass is deflected away, and Luca Fantilli chases all the way down into the Michigan zone to scoop up the puck. Nazar just can't get his stick out, as Gaudette has it behind his own net. And his pass is a little bit errant behind the intended target. Pino Hughes picked it up, misses wide. Luca Fantilli has it now in the neutral zone for Michigan. Hughes over to Moldenhauer. Moldenhauer, cross ice pass to Duke, side to set up right in front of the net. And Fantilli can't convert. Duke to Edwards, and Edwards' shot is deflected and trickles harmlessly right in front of Fitzpatrick, who covers it up.
Another back and forth shift with 4:33 left on the clock. Michigan's final objective in this game is to just let time expire. You play Stonehill tomorrow night. You have another opportunity to make a statement against this team. You might have gotten a little too cocky and let this game get away from you. 10-1 coming into the third. A 10-4 win. It's not looking too great for Michigan at the moment, but they have the chance to recoup tomorrow and reset. So finish this game strong, get a good night's rest, and come back harder tomorrow.
Stonehill with it in their own zone. Henry Schriefels dumps it off to Japchin, to Ireland, and back to Schriefels. Schwenninger loses the puck. And Duke just fires it into the zone of Stonehill. Stonehill doing a much better job possessing the puck in this third period, Owen.
I'd say so. You know, hockey is a long game of keep away, a game of luck too. So it really comes down to who can hold on to the puck and get more shots off. And Stonehill's, like you said, doing a good job holding on to it. That extended possession time is crucial against a team like Michigan. In the third period, they've really shown.
Ostapa tried to set up Ernest right in front of the net, pass just a little bit too far out in front. 3:20 to go in the contest. Michigan on top, 10-4. Casey picks up the loose puck in the neutral zone, waits for Ostapa to get onside. Casey over to Shifsky. Garrett Shifsky now rips it along the boards. Pletsky can't control it. And Barcheski picks up the loose puck. Somewhat dangerous pass. LaRusso one-on-one with Barcheski, and he can't convert. Barcheski did a good job getting wide there and stopping the one-on-one with LaRusso.
Yeah, and credit to Jake Barcheski. He just saved the Wolverines from allowing the most goals Stonehill has scored all season. Another errant pass from Michigan. Kelin, these are unacceptable mistakes. And if you do these against the Spartans, the Badgers, any of the teams in the Big Ten, you will pay and you will not win.
Face-off won by Stonehill with under 3 minutes to go. Pletsky picks up the puck and takes it into the Stonehill zone. Behind the net, wrapped around to Holtz. Holtz, cross-ice pass, doesn't find a stick, and almost a fadeaway shot there goes. I believe that was Edwards that took it, and it was redirected in.
Pletsky was in front of the net. I'm not even sure if that caught the tip of his stick. It might have caught the shaft. Either way, a great redirection in front. We'll get another look at the shot. A quick shot. It's too blurry to tell what part of the stick it hit, but Pletsky's in the right place at the right time, and it just catches the corner of the net. Michigan expands its lead into 11.
Almost a fadeaway shot there. I believe that was Marshall Warren that just ripped it. McGroarty rips a shot and can't convert with 2 minutes left. Brindley now. Loose puck picked up by Allen. For Stonehill, Warren rides a purple jersey into the boards.
A few chippier hits here and there as the game's gone on.
Max Pino is the one that got hammered by Marshall Warren. Tyler Duke over to Luca Fantilli. Brindley into the Stonehill zone. Gavin Brindley looking for an outlet. Takes it himself, shoots and scores. And another one from the Wolverines. Gavin Brindley with his 4th of the game. Michigan, 12 goals now. 2 quick ones here in the late third.
So, you know, Kelin, I'm going to come at this. We're both Michigan students. This analysis completely shedding my unbiased broadcaster viewpoint and turning into a Michigan fan. I'm concerned by the sloppy mistakes tonight. There have been numerous unforced errors. But where I'm not concerned is that when Michigan decides to turn the Jets on, they outskate nearly every team in collegiate hockey, and they move the puck so well that they create these scoring opportunities. It just depends on who shows up.
70 seconds left in the contest. Michigan tripling Stonehill 12-4. 2 quick goals late from the Wolverines. It was Pletsky and Gavin Brindley that went bang bang in about 60 seconds. Ethan Edwards with it. Jacob Truscott flicks it out. Japchin has it for Stonehill, and it's now with Ethan Edwards. Under 40 seconds to go. TJ Hughes dumps it back for Marshall Warren. Warren to Shifsky. Near side, Ethan Edwards. Edwards, a little stop and go, loses the puck. Stonehill into the neutral zone. Warren rides Baker into the boards. 15 seconds to go. Michigan will escape with a big win, but not without some sloppy mistakes here in the third. 5, 4, 3, 2, and there's one. Buzzer sounds. Michigan 12, Stonehill 4 is your final, but Owen, you, I think, put it very nicely. Michigan definitely not without some tape to review and some things to clean up after this Friday night showcase.
Yeah, and you know, I don't want to make excuses for Michigan. You and I both played high school athletics, so we didn't compete at this level, but we both know the feeling of playing a team that you feel like you're just out of their league. You're kicking butt. Sometimes you get sloppy. You get a little selfish, and that happened tonight. There were passes that the Wolverines, they basically telegraphed that it was going to happen. They looked that way for 5 seconds. Of course, Stonehill saw that happening. These are sloppy mistakes, and as a Michigan fan, I hope they're only happening because the Wolverines didn't give Stonehill the credit they deserve. Because if these problems persist into Big Ten play in this second semester, the Wolverines are in trouble. On the other hand, if the puck movement that we saw and the opportunities and speed that the Wolverines showcased when they felt like it tonight, if that is what persists into Big Ten play, they'll set themselves up for success. It all depends on which version of this team shows up.
Talent, rarely a problem for Michigan hockey. We'll see what team we get next weekend against the Spartans. Again, Friday in East Lansing and then Saturday here in Ann Arbor. WCBN Sports. Of course, we'll have coverage of both of those games. Thank you so much for tuning into WCBN Sports live coverage of Michigan ice hockey. For myself, Kelin Flynn, my partner tonight, Owen Crain, we're going to leave you as we always do with a good night and go blue.